Hello and welcome to Easy Maths. In this video, which is the second video, we're going to focus on the trigonometric ratios of angles greater than 90, and obviously we're going to look at the next objectives in subsequent lessons. So let's focus now attention to trigonometric ratios of angles greater than 90. Now in this particular video, we're going to tackle the concept by trying out an example. And so we have a question there. Find the three trigonometric ratios of the following angles. The three angles are 160, 316, and 205. And so these are the following things that we should do. First of all, ask yourself, in which quadrant does the given angle lie? The 160, 316, 205, where does it lie? The next one, how do we convert the angle? In that particular quadrant, there's a way we are supposed to convert the angle. So how do we do it? And the last question we should ask ourselves is a trigonometric ratio positive or is it negative? And so let's begin with 160. We say the following. The first thing, 160 is in the second quadrant. It's between 90 and 180. We convert it by having 180 minus the given angle, which is 60. In our case, is 20 degrees. That means 160 is actually equivalent to 20 degrees. 20 in the first quadrant. Now, notice that if we're looking for sine will be positive, because in the second quadrant, only sine is positive. That means the others will be negative. And therefore, the sine of 160 will be the same as sine of 20, which is just 0.3420. And that is simple. We go to cosine, we say that cosine will be negative. And therefore, the cosine of 160 will be the same as negative cos of 20, which is negative 0.9397. Turning on to tan, we say that tangent will be negative again. And therefore, the tan of 160 degrees will be equal to negative tan 20 degrees, which is negative 0.3640. Moving on to 316, we say 316 degrees, it's in the fourth quadrant. It's somewhere between 207 degrees and 360 degrees. And therefore, we convert by having 360 minus theta. In our case, theta is 316. And therefore, we're going to have 360 minus 316, which is going to give us 44 degrees. Now, considering sine will be negative because in the fourth quadrant, only cosine is positive. That means sine and tan are negative. Therefore, the sine of 316 degrees is going to be the same as negative sine of 44 degrees, which is negative 0.6947. Again, cosine will be positive. We just said that. And therefore, cos of 316 will be the same as cos of 44 degrees, which is 0.7193. Again, if we have tan of 316, tangent will be negative. Therefore, tan of 316 will be the same as negative tan of 44 degrees, which is going to be negative 0.9657. Now, the next thing, 205 degrees. Now, it is in the third quadrant. We now say that the conversion is theta minus 180. In our case, it is 205 minus 180, which is 25 degrees. And therefore, we go on and say the following. Sine will be negative because in that quadrant only tan is positive. So the sine of 205 degrees will be negative sine of 25, which is negative 0.4226. Again, cosine will be negative. So the cosine of 205 will be negative cos 25, which is the same as negative 0.9063. And lastly, tan of 205 will be positive. Therefore, therefore, we're going to say that tan of 205 is the same as tan of 25, which is the same as 0.466